The evening was supposed to mark our 4th year together, a milestone I'd been eagerly planning for weeks. Every detail was meticulously arranged: the restaurant, a bouquet of her favorite flowers, a candlelit table for two. I'd taken the day off work to ensure everything was flawless, envisioning a night that would rekindle the spark of our early days. But as I dressed and glanced at the clock, a text from her disrupted my anticipation. She'd be late, she said, swamped with unexpected work. I tried to brush it off, knowing her job often demanded long hours. But a second message followed. She'd be even later, possibly not until 9 p.m. My heart sank. Hours of preparation. And now I faced the prospect of our special night alone. Restless, I decided to visit the restaurant anyway. The same place where we'd had our first date, where we'd created countless memories. Approaching the entrance, I spotted her car in the lot. My pulse quickened. Pushing open the door, I stepped into the soft murmur of diners, and then I saw her. She wasn't alone. Across from her sat a man young, barely half her age. They were laughing, their faces inches apart, oblivious to the world. My chest tightened, the scene hitting me like a physical blow. I stood frozen, my mind scrambling to make sense of it. Who was he? I'd never seen him before. With trembling steps, I approached their table. My voice shook as I managed. "Is this your work emergency?" Her eyes widened, her face draining of color. The man stood abruptly, his gaze darting nervously between us. She stammered, caught off guard. But the guilt in her expression spoke louder than words. I didn't wait for an explanation. Turning, I walked out, the sound of my footsteps echoing in the hushed room. My heart felt like lead, each step heavier than the last. Back home, my phone buzzed relentlessly. Her calls went unanswered, her texts piling up with excuses. A mistake, a misunderstanding, something she never meant for me to see. But the image of them together burned in my mind, unshakable. I couldn't listen, couldn't trust her words. The trust we'd built over years had shattered in an instant. In the days that followed, the pain didn't fade. Every quiet moment brought back their laughter, her betrayal. The word divorce began to surface in my thoughts, though I fought it at first, telling myself it was just anger. But deep down, I knew something fundamental had broken. She kept calling, pleading for a chance to explain, but I wasn't ready. I doubted I ever would be. This wasn't just a fleeting mistake or a simple affair. It was a violation of everything we'd promised each other. The anniversary that should have celebrated our love instead exposed a truth I couldn't ignore. Her lies, her secrecy, the disrespect. It all added up to a marriage that no longer existed. Divorce wasn't just an option. It was the only path forward. I couldn't forgive what she'd done, couldn't pretend things could go back to how they were. The woman I'd loved was no longer the one I saw in my mind's eye. I still don't understand how we reached this point, how a night meant for joy became the end of us. But as I stood at the edge of that betrayal, I realized my worth. For the first time in too long, I felt ready to walk away, to start anew, free from the weight of her deception.